This is Xbox Series X 2 years later. Be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. So we did this about a year ago where we took a look at the console and everything that is released for the console after about, well, a year. So now we're 2 years on, it's almost the end of the year. I did this a little earlier last year, but get busy and stuff like that. So I got my console late October, when the thing was originally like ahead of release, because I got it to review a few weeks ahead of release. So I've had a little bit more time with it than other people, obviously from getting it ahead of launch. And yeah, it's been a very interesting console and a very interesting generation, from how the games have released to the quality of the games that have released to actually taking advantage of the console. And I think there's a lot to really discuss and go over, and just general thoughts of the Series X thus far. First off, console runs beautifully fine. Seriously, it's just absolutely no performance issues, no quality issues. It doesn't make any sound. And I'm saying in regards to the hardware. The console itself literally has just been running for over 2 years straight now, and it's silent. It looks aesthetically pleasing. It sits there, it does its job day in, day out, because I don't know if you follow the channel, but I spend a lot of time, playing games, reviewing games, live streaming games, and I've been playing basically every generation of Xbox game on it, and even checked out some emulation stuff on it too, which was pretty cool. But yeah, it just really effectively runs, and I haven't had any problems with it, which is great. I mean, that's what you're expecting out of hardware. You always kind of worry with electronics, especially like early adoption stuff, is there going to be issues? But nope, just runs, which is kind of what I expected. So it's a very well put together, great offering for a next generation console. So if you're looking for quality, I think the Series X delivers that. And like I said, I don't think I've ever really heard it make any noise, and it just runs anything I throw at it. And it's been pretty good for the performance of games too. I mean, definitely some updates here or there needed to get some things smoothed out, but for the most part, I think it's done a pretty good job. So I would say hardware-wise, aces. Absolutely perfect for 2 years. Very, very happy with that, and very, very happy with the console's look in my electronics environment. So I'd say, yeah, very, very well done. I've also added, in the last year, the Series S to the family, but we're not going to be talking about that. We're focusing on the Series X. And the Series S has been interesting too, kind of seeing the comparison and what you get between the two of them. It's been very, very interesting for my work to have, both available to take a look at. It's been really, really cool. So I'd say one of the bigger parts of Xbox that seems to be really growing is Game Pass. I think Game Pass has become an absolutely essential extension of your Xbox console, particularly Series X. It really kind of carried Xbox in a year where there were no AAA exclusives. We'll get to the games in a sec, obviously, and they need to do a better job with the first party lineup. Definitely, Game Pass absolutely carried them this year, and even that wasn't necessarily like mind blowing. I think there was some day one launches I was really surprised about. So Game Pass is really good. Lots of games, lots of offerings. That's been great to cover. Like I said, some good surprise releases. Software-wise, still running off the same dashboard at the current point in time. Looks the same, runs the same. Has gotten a little bit better. They've done some aesthetic changes. I think there's a bigger overhaul coming. They still need to work more on the Xbox DVR system. It's kind of improving, I guess. The Xbox Store, pretty good. I still think that one needs some work too. The dashboard, everything like that, clean, easy to come in and leave, and that's all I care about. Don't care about wallpaper on the dashboard, guys. Not in the slightest. But yeah, what I'm basically saying is, like, it runs well from software perspective, runs well from a hardware perspective. You're able to record easily off of it. I've been enjoying high frame rate gameplay. HDR has been great. VRR's been great as well. Variable refresh rates, which is almost essential for a lot of games to really get those smooth frames going. But yeah, I'd say from that perspective too, very, very good. Got the extra storage, the Seagate storage expansion drive. Highly recommend it if you need extra next-gen storage for your console. That's been running great for 2 years now too. Yeah, because I got that, I think, around the time to review with the Series X. So that's been doing very, very good. I hope you're enjoying me unboxing the Series X. I look so much younger. Anyways, yeah, it's actually been a long time, 2 years. Wow, a lot changes in that time. I got to tell you. But yeah, so that from that perspective, pretty good. Games wise, I think obviously no AAA titles this year. Pentiment was a gem. Highly recommend that one, but it's more indie like. Still a very, very good game. Uh, yeah, first party, not really anything huge comes to mind. I mean, Grounded finally released, but I don't know if that really counts. And just bare bones. They had that one game where you kind of make all the choices and stuff like that. It's not even coming to my mind, which is kind of funny. That one was okay. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. You know, where it's like, that drives me crazy. Yeah, you literally make all the choices, and it covers family over like a few decades, or these two families over a few decades. Anyways, that one, can't even remember the name of it, but I would say severely lacking in first party titles and exclusives, severely lacking in games that really, really take advantage of the hardware. I mean, there's been a few games here or there, definitely, yeah, that, do take advantage of what the Series X can do. But it's for 2 years in on a console gen, it was pretty light at launch. It was pretty light that first year. It was really light this year, basically non existent first party showcasing what this can do. Halo Infinite to me was a complete dud. Uh, yeah, I've mostly been playing a lot of older games, as you've been seeing. I've actually almost, I think, exhausted my library of older titles, kind of waiting for new ones to come out. And yeah, kind of a rocky second year. Not saying it was like, I think this year in gaming was kind of weak overall. Not saying there wasn't like great titles to play, fun games to play, some cool Game Pass stuff, but like, the big Titan pushing games all got delayed out of the year. Redfall, Starfield. We did get Deathloop, because that was the year exclusivity on PlayStation, and then we finally got Deathloop because it's a first party title. Then we'll get Ghostwire Tokyo early next year. Next year looks good, but I mean, we are looking at Xbox Series X as of 2 years, and as of 2 years, I still really don't think we've seen what this thing can do, and I think in previous console generations we would have, and I think they've got a lot of work to do on delivering that because I am really not satisfied at the 2 year mark with what they've done showing off what this can do software game wise. So I think that needs some work, and I hope they get that going because yeah, it just kind of sucks having this really powerful optimized console and just nothing to really showcase its prowess or anything like that. So let's switch over to showing off the games and talk about the games a bit. So we're turning off that media source. So my current library is 2832 games. I have 813 installed. I've had some hard drive issues. So if you're coming from last year where you saw a bunch of my games, and the numbers are a little bit different for installs, so that's why. Trying all games 20. So yeah, so all games 2832, owned games 2536. So the reason we go here is we're taking a look at like the optimized games. So yeah, 582, I had, I think, 200 in the first year. So now I'm at, practically tripled that, which is good. It seems like a lot more adoption for actually optimizing games. There's a lot of games that have released where they haven't optimized it, which is a little disappointing. But, we finally had the spectacular Witcher 3 optimization, some performance issues here or there, but, it looks really, really good. Wavetail I quite liked, but bad performance. High on Life was fun, but also launched with bad performance. Siberia 3 is, Siberia New World, which is Siberia 4, gorgeous. Yeah, Callisto Protocol was visually stunning, but I did not like that game. Need for Speed Unbound looked really good, but kind of lacked in soul. Yeah, it's interesting. Pentiment, absolute gem, but doesn't really take advantage of the hardware. Gotham Knights looks nice, but doesn't run very well. Finally got to play Resident Evil Village. That one's really good. Modern Warfare 2, absolute great game. Lots of fun, looked great. Plague Tale really did showcase things, but 30 FPS, the 40 FPS mode is pretty good. Scorn was really good looking, but lack substance again. We got No More Heroes, which was nice. It's just kind of like looking at some of the titles. Medieval Dynasty was fun, but doesn't really showcase next gen very well. A lot of rehash stuff. Oh, Saints Row, that's hilarious. NBA looks pretty good. But what I'm really trying to get across is like we're finally getting more games that are, optimized for the console to showcase it, and actually like taking advantage of the hardware and the storage and everything a lot more effectively. Oh, as Dust Falls, that's what I was talking about earlier. Outriders was pretty fun. I liked Outriders. But yeah, it's been an interesting mixed year. I'm trying to get to where we're at the beginning of the year basically. And I think that kind of started right around, somewhere around here, right? With Dismantle and stuff, Rainbow Six Extraction. Yeah, so right around here is when we started getting the new titles. Oh, Power Slave was a blast. That's an old game that they brought back. Very fun if you like shooters. Crossfire X. Ugh. Elden Ring, that one was pretty fun. Pretty fun. Oh, we got the next gen GTA. So that was good. Crusader Kings was really, really nice. But again, where I'm coming from that angle where I'm like, what really showcased what this console can do, and it's just like, you're kind of drawing up blanks. It's a little disappointing 2 years in, if that makes sense. Now, there obviously was a lot of other games that released, and we did get the benefit of, well, actually, no, backwards compatible FPS boost. That was all like a year ago, right? Weird. What an odd year. But, yeah. Did play a lot of games. Did get to see a lot of stuff. I hope I kind of highlighted some ones that kind of stood out to me as something that kind of uses the console a little bit more. But, yeah, I'm hoping that next year is like that big year where we really get to start being like, this is what this is all about. This is that next gen gaming we've been waiting for. I'm just kind of looking forward to it because, like I said, I've spent a lot of time playing old stuff. That's basically just what I've been doing, is playing old games. It's not bad, I enjoy playing older titles, but I need new stuff that really excites me, that really gets me going, and really kind of is like, this is why you have this console. And, I kind of felt a little bit more excited in that first year, revisiting stuff, seeing FPS boosting, seeing improvements and stuff. And then this year was kind of like coasting, Xbox-wise, and just kind of hoping that we got some new stuff here or there. And I don't think that quite does enough. Oh, the Monster Hunter Rise. That one, really looking forward to. Yeah, that's going to be good. But this is a wrap-up of 2 years. This isn't like a wrap-up of like, what's coming down the road. It's what we're looking forward to now and what we've been playing last year. So, yeah, I think they've definitely got some work to do in that regards. So let's work on a wrap-up here. I do think Xbox has a lot more to prove. I think 2 years on, we're not really seeing what this console's potential is. Next year looks to be that point. That first year, kind of exciting, but kind of also still in that like regard of, hey, I need new things to play. And then in the second year, they, Microsoft, Xbox delivered us nothing. Like again, I loved Pentiment, As Dust Falls, kind of cool, but like we need big AAA, hell, even AA titles that showcase from the first party what this console can do. I mean, they worked on getting the Activision Blizzard purchase going this year, which has been exhausting to follow and keep you guys updated on. It's actually been pretty tiring. And yeah, it's actually been exhausting. But we hit all the way at the end there. Wow. So yeah, that was interesting. I mean, the Bethesda purchase was done prior. Still haven't really gotten anything out of that Xbox-wise, except for Deathloop a year afterwards. So just kind of a weird set of situations where this was kind of a year where, A, gaming wasn't great, for new titles. There was a few gems here or there, but for the most part, very, very weak year. Um, Mostly just kind of like being like, hey, delay, 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 and being like, oh, well, next year could be the year. Because I really thought that 2022 was going to be like my year. It was going to be a big hit year. There was going to be tons of stuff to do year. And then delay after delay. And eventually I was just like, oh no. What do I do here? This isn't good. And I just really have been coasting off the backbone of older titles. And that's really it. And Peppa Pig, all about that Peppa Pig. But they do provide some surprises. They do provide some fun little things here or there. I still like the console. Runs good, runs well. I don't have any issues with it. It's been delivering for me. I just hope next year we finally actually get the the next gen experience that we deserve.